All right, so it's probably the microphone on the camera. It probably sounds like crap, but I don't know why. Everything's working fine. So, give me a sec. Let me head back over, see if I can adjust it again, because I know I see the feedback. Y'all can hear me through that. Now when I switch, okay, good. We're on my Elgato. I don't know what the hell. That's never happened to start a stream. I'm sorry about that, guys. But worked out. We got a few more people on, so we didn't skip this end of the day portion than we normally start with. So it kind of worked out in a weird way. I'm wearing Mancera Red Tobacco 4 sprays, living in that beautiful sillage. What are you guys rocking today? I see a bunch of familiar names. Beast Mode USA, that's creative. Dan Malik's in the house. Hurricane Teabag. Anthony Drew, what's going on, guys? Brian, I see a bunch of people, a bunch of familiar names. What's everybody wearing? Lafayette Street, Bond number 9. There you go. Strong with You Oud. I think I'd really enjoy that. And now this is one of the bangers of the year right here. Soma Halcyon. That is amazing. I'm wearing that tomorrow. I'm going to wear Royale X, and then the following day I'm going to wear Halcyon. I try to plan my stuff out. Like it's like if I don't make myself wear certain things that I want to wear, my mind will wander and I'll grab something else. I've gotten to where I try to structure my week a little bit better than I used to, where I would just mix it up. I'd like to wear these, but I end up going with a few different things. No, I want to wear these. Damn it, they're great, and that's one of them. I'm going to be wearing that this week. Who I got behind really fast? Lafayette Street, wearing Assad, can't go wrong there. Humidor. Shocker, you're wearing your fragrance. That's what's up. I appreciate that, Andrew. I'm glad you could be here. King by Pete and Pedro. It's okay. It's okay. I have it. Fernando, how are you? Amani Code Sport Athlete 2012. You want to talk about discontinued and hard to find? I've never smelled that one. Blue de Chanel Parfum. Man, that is... I need to put that on the rotation table, too. It's been a little while since I wore it. That's amazing. I absolutely love BDC Parfum. Aqua de Jo at the gym. Going to wear Spice Bomb Extreme later tonight. I mean, that's 2 bangers. You can't go wrong. Cannot go wrong. We got 73 people quick, fast, and in a hurry in the first 4 minutes. I appreciate you guys. Great midday crowd. I do have a few from Okcha. Actually, if you type in TLTG Okcha in search after the stream, the videos will come up. I think I just have the one video. Dolce & Gabbana, the one. I mean, Tom's classic. Eternity Aqua, underrated. Montal Honey Oud. It's hard for me to say the best Montal because I haven't tried them all. There's a ton of them. But of the like 15 I've tried and I own like 12, that's the best one. That's my favorite. I love that one. PDM Kalan, you and I are 2 of the few in the crowd that enjoy that one. But I'm glad you're here, Julie. And I'm glad you're rocking Kalan. Pasha de Cartier Parfum, that's a great one. Starwalker, must be nice and warm where you're at. That's a great freshie. YEDP, another one you can't go wrong with. Invictus Victory for a Sushi Date. I need to give that one another chance. I haven't smelled it except that one time. It's the only one I don't have in the line. And I know somebody's going to say, you don't have Invictus Onyx. It's just Invictus in a limited edition bottle, guys. We've been over this a bunch of times. But I know it's going to happen because I bring it up. But the only actual different scent that I don't have is Victory. And I need to give it another chance. It didn't floor me to where I felt like I needed it. So I got to give it another try. Tonka and tobacco. I'm assuming you mean Banana Republic tobacco and tonka bean. And I'm not surprised they wanted to steal it from you. I'm the same way, Ross. Have to plan it. Collection too big to be able to just reach for stuff. I mean, if I was to just like walk in front of everything and just start looking around, I wouldn't get overwhelmed. I'd be like, well, I kind of want to wear that, but I kind of want to wear this, but I kind of want to wear that. And I'm pulling caps, sniffing stuff. And before you know it, 30 minutes have passed and you haven't sprayed a damn thing. That has happened many, many times. So I try to structure my weeks as much as I can. There's about 40 fragrances on that little TV tray I use as a rotation table. That's stuff I'd like to work in. But then I'll line stuff up for the certain days and be like, okay, I'm going to wear this on this day. Or if I want to do kind of like a round robin, whatever's on the table I'm in the mood for, I'll leave that space open. I try to structure as much as I can. Like I was saying, it's kind of weird, but it works for me. Perry Ellis 18 Intense, never tried it. We're way behind. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to skip some of these. I apologize. Andrew said, with your birthday coming up, you'll have a package coming with a custom bottle. Oh, Andrew, that's nice, man. You don't have to do that. You have been far
more generous than you ever needed to be. I appreciate you seriously, but you don't feel obligated to send me anything for my birthday. I know you sent me one last year, but you don't have to do that, man. I do appreciate you. Anybody that hasn't tried anything from Andrew, goblinparfums.com, you're missing out. Humidor is amazing. One of the better tobacco fragrances. I haven't wore that one in a while. One of the better tobacco fragrances out there. Off 9 p.m. Can't go wrong there. Pegasus, I wore that not that long ago. I forgot how much I enjoy it. That's such a good one. Max Aroma's doing buy one, get one on ATH fragrances if anyone is interested. There you go, guys. Aaron Terrence Hughes, buy one, get one. A lot of good stuff from him. Elite Pour Homme, just got it for Christmas. Well, enjoy. I've never tried it myself. What can you tell me about Azaro Wanted by Night? Is it worth buying? Absolutely. If you can find it in the, $40-ish range, yeah, absolutely. It's playful. It's a playful nighttime scent. I like to wear it during the day in the cold more than the nighttime, even though it's named nighttime. It's sweet. It's cinnamon spicy. It's got a little bit of a creamy tobacco as it dries with this amber feel. It's nothing groundbreaking and might not be the most unique fragrance you've ever smelled, but it's solid. Majority of people do enjoy it. It performs really well. It's a mass appealing nighttime fragrance, I guess you could say. That, so mass appealing. Like I said, I like to wear it during the day when I do wear it. Ormond Jane. Yes, I have Montebaco Verano. I have Xandria. I think that's the only two I have. Two really good ones, though. Xandria is kind of like Alexandria 2 from Zaharoff, from what I understand, which I've never smelled Alexandria 2. So it's a dry, woody, ambery, spicy fragrance. So if that's what Alexandria 2 is, then it must be amazing, because Xandria from Ormond Jane's are really freaking good. I haven't wore that one in a while. I just have too many fragrances. I just do. Well, I've tried it before, and you can get it in that $70, $80 range from a lot of places now. And I want to give it another chance. I love the DNA. It does have a little bit of the DNA, but it kind of ventures off a bit. And you would think with it being smoky, I would love it. It just didn't really floor me the one time I sprayed. And I sprayed it on my hand too. It was on skin. It was not a test strip. Invictus Platinum, as I coach tonight. 2 sprays only, though. Well, I mean, it's strong. You'll still be able to smell yourself with 2 sprays. You'll be good. What you coaching? What sport? Let me know. I'm curious. I used to coach basketball for years and years. Shout outs to Alonzo if you happen to see this. That was my guy. I was his assistant coach for years. Even after my kids stopped playing, I kept rolling with him in all the different age groups. We had 4 teams one year. We did 4 age groups, but we had our core group of kids that we went along with over the years. As they got older, we all stuck together, the good old days. That was the good old days. The best Mont Blanc fragrance. Well, I don't know if I would say a best Mont Blanc fragrance, but the most popular one's probably Explorer, kind of a twist on Aventus. In a lot of people's opinions, from what I've seen, they like it better than Aventus. It's more accessible. It's not real expensive. It's a decent performer. I can tell you my wife really enjoys it. It's grown on me to where I really enjoy it. I'll say that's probably a safe bet to go that route. Azaro Wanted by Night, worth buying. So just talked about it a minute ago, actually. So I got to scroll down a little bit. Melly Mel wearing Instant Crush. I haven't worn that one in a little while. Love you too, my man. Shout outs from Pensacola, Florida. Beautiful Pensacola, Florida, as my man likes to say. So we got 80 people. I appreciate you guys. We're still trying to get through a lot of these scent of the days, and I had to skip a bunch of them because I'm so far behind. So it's funny that you ask. I have a bottle coming from Steve. I haven't gotten my nose on it yet. I have a feeling I'm really going to enjoy it. I know it's a blue fragrance. I'm very, very, very excited about it. I know I'm going to like it. But I have a bottle coming from Kingdom Fragrance. It should be here on, I think, tomorrow, actually. Today's 29th. Yeah, it's the tracking showed the 30th. So I should have it tomorrow. And I'll do a first impressions video right away. I'm really excited about that one. Let's see. Outside of the Dragon Ball universe, I don't really watch anything. And I haven't been watching anything lately with that. I mean, you can only rewatch the series. You can only rewatch Super and Z and the original series over and over so many times. Like, I got to take stretches where I don't watch it for a while. And once I get in the mood, I'll start binge watching over a series of weeks when I have free time to watch some TV. But I'm a Dragon Ball guy. Hero EDT from Macy's Discovery. Noel, what's going on, my man? Ooh, got mine right here. Funny that you say that. I had mine on earlier. I actually went to Video Game Exchange and Comics earlier. That's going to be a video that'll be coming out maybe day after tomorrow. I think the 31st. I'll put it out on the TLTG Vlogs channel. Those of you not subscribed to TLTG Vlogs, please go subscribe to TLTG Vlogs. All my other hobbies and stuff like that. I do fitness content. I do thrifting, video game stuff. I do electronics related stuff. I just did a review on these. Today I dropped the Project Rock over-the-ear headphones review. So that's my other stuff that I'm into. So make sure you check out that channel if you're not subscribed yet, and go check out some of the content. You might enjoy it. Eventually, I'd like to get Shura. That's just so much to get. You know, there's just so much to get. Going with Arrow's Flame, I haven't smelled that in a long time. I procrastinated getting that. I haven't tried that from Jasada. I know Michelle raves about that fragrance. Because most of the stuff I see from Michelle is on Instagram, because I've been following on Instagram for years. That's usually where we communicate. The few times we do talk here and there. And I know she's been raving about that one. I haven't gotten around to smelling it, though. I see a ton of posts from her about it and repost when people post it as their scent of the day and tag her and stuff. So I know it's got a lot of praise from her. I just haven't gotten around to sampling the house again. There's so much out there, you know. Gucci Envy sample vials from Fragrance Net. Ordered a bunch today. Montrese, what's up, big dog? Good to see you. Saying Eros EDT has gotten weaker. Is that true? I'm not sure. I only own the Eau de Parfum. I plan on getting the Parfum probably next month. I just bought some fragrances last night from Perfume Online. I ended up taking two. For those of you that saw the video from today, I ended up pulling Green Lover and I forgot what else the other one was that I pulled. I only ended up buying two of them. I bought Stronger With You, Absolutely, and Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Beau. I ended up just buying the two because, like, do I really want these? No, I'd rather wait because I plan on buying some more fragrances in the next couple of weeks. It's like, let me get some other stuff that I want. Le Beau Le Parfum. I'll probably get Eros Parfum, stuff like that. So actually, when those fragrances come in, it's just going to be two instead of the four. Girls basketball, DeKalb High School. Shout outs to DeKalb High School, man. Doing some good work, my man. I'm all for it. I love the sport of basketball. Loved playing it. Loved coaching it more than I even loved playing it. Like I said, I did that for years, and never coached girls basketball, but it was the young fellas. I mean, we started at the 8 to 9 year olds, and then we coached them all the way to 14, 15. You know, when they was like they were trying to bounce between playing JV and with us, some of the kids that we stuck with for years. You know what I mean? Shout outs to Damon, if you happen to see this. That was my guy. I used to have a squad that used to ride with me. They were in my neighborhood. They had like not half the team, but like him, he was on the older team, and then his two younger brothers were on our younger team. So that's good times, man. That's why you see me smiling and reminiscing. Those good times, man. I got some of the medals in one of my jewelry boxes from because we won the championship one year. We took second place twice. So yeah, it was good times, man. I'm all about coaching basketball, man. If I was still in Louisiana, I'd still be coaching with Alonzo, which actually I think Alonzo's in Texas now, but I'd still be coaching with him in Texas because I know he still coaches. What's going on, Tyler? How are you? 100 people on a random midday live stream. I appreciate you guys. I love them. I've had them for a couple of weeks now. I keep them on my person almost every day. Yesterday, I didn't have them on me, but I did have my Project Rock over-the-ear headphones, so I was fine when I stopped to have a post-workout meal at Chipotle. Today, I took an actual rest day because I had 3 heavy days in a row. I was going to do an active rest day, was just do some cardio today, but my legs are still sore from 3 days ago from doing legs. That's how hard I hit legs. And then I did chest, and then I did back yesterday. So tomorrow I'm going to do cardio and core. Then my legs should be good to go. I'll do a leg day, shoulders and traps, bis and tris. And either I'll probably take another rest day or depending on how my legs are feeling, I might do an active rest day. I know that's off topic, but when it comes to my headphones, I immediately think of fitness. So Dan with the 199 super chat. Leighton Exclusive is better than Leighton, but it's more situational than Leighton because it has that kind of dirty animalic oud smell to it. I want to say there's castoreum in there and civet and oud and stuff like that. It's much darker, richer, more mature. It's a much more niche fragrance than Leighton is. Leighton's much more mass appealing for being on the niche side of things. But yeah, that's amazing. Absolutely love that fragrance. I have a 30 ml decant that EJ decanted of his bottle a couple years ago for me. I'm looking at it. Picture EJ Happy Land's 30 ml bottles. I got that much of it missing, and I don't use a lot of sprays, and I'm very situational with it, but I love it. It's one of the best parfums of Marley fragrances. It's just, I'm very situational with it. That's why you guys never see it in the rotation too often. Grant, what's going on, my man? Mossy Into Me. I mean, you can't go wrong with that one. Nathan, what's going on, big dog? Happy holidays to you as well. Those of you that haven't checked out Nathan's channel, you really should. Paragon Fragrances, that's who made that TLTG Reviews logo that's in the corner right there. That's who made all those interesting Evening Mystique videos and beautiful still images for Evening Mystique. He did all of that stuff for me. Let's make sure, I mean, fantastic videography skills. Go check him out. Zaharoff Visit, never tried it. I've heard so many good things. Yeah, spicy. I've heard it was very fresh and spicy. Remember to hit the like button. That's what I'm talking about. What we got? 33 likes is what I'm showing with, 94 people currently. Guys, we're better than this. We're better than this. Drew, thank you for pointing that out to me, because I don't want to be disappointed in you guys, because I love you guys. We can do better than this. So I see it starting to jump up. Hit that thumbs up real quick for me, guys. All that does is, yes, if you search for live streams or the word fragrance or fragrances, yes, it'll bump me up higher in the rankings. But I've noticed that the more you can balance the likes to active viewers ratio, because a lot of people, even if they have notifications turned on, they seem to not get it. I get a lot of messages, damn, I missed the live, YouTube didn't say nothing. So I notice when there's a better ratio of likes to viewers, they tend to want to alert the viewers better. It's some kind of broken system with the algorithm or something. That's what I've noticed. I could be wrong here. That's just kind of the observation I've made. So that's why you'll see when I'm in someone else's stream, I'll ask about the likes and look at the viewers and say, guys, we need to get to like 70%. Come on, let's do this. It's just analytically looking at everything. That's kind of what I've come up with. So that's why I kind of harp on the likes, take a split second out your day and help a brother out, 102 and 60 likes. We're getting there. I appreciate you guys. Let's get to at least 70. That'll be about 70%. I appreciate you guys. Seriously. Also purchased the Evening Mystique. Great juice. Keep up the awesome work. I wore it yesterday. In fact, I'm glad you like it. Very, very happy that it's gotten such rave reviews and positive feedback. Everybody's been really enjoying it, and it's a blessing. Trust me. It's awesome. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of the three. They're all great. Second Soul is better than Brass and Soul was. Evening Mystique's better than Business Over Pleasure was. Of the Immortals is better than the Siren was. You really can't go wrong here. There's a Jasada Ambassador sighting. Do you drop or at the level PNR coverage? I don't completely understand what you're asking me. Not really sure. Montrese is rocking Spice Bomb Extreme. We got a couple little quick conversations about Spice Bomb Extreme. 9 a.m. dive was delivered today. You go to my mailbox and get it. I'm super excited. I can't wait to get it tomorrow. Is leather tobacco going to be as good as tobacco? So it's going to be better than rosé. I've been telling George, this is going to be the one everybody raves. That's the best. It's the strongest Zaharoff fragrance. I want you guys to wait till Sunday. Sunday is going to be the first time I really talk about it. I've had this bottle for a while. George gave me this is the prototype bottle. George gave me his prototype bottle like over a month ago. So I've been wearing it, and I was waiting for Chris's video, Fragmental. For those of you who haven't seen it, phenomenal video. I was waiting for that because he was doing the launch. Even though it's pushed back to February 1st, he had already did the video, so he did it. He's taking pre-orders over in the UK. For those of you in Europe, luxparfum.co.uk, you can get your pre-order in for leather tobacco. So it's going to be in two sizes, 2 ounce and 4 ounce. And I don't want to really talk too much about how it smells till Sunday. That's what I'm going to give you guys a little bit. I'm not doing a full review yet. I could do a full review right here and now. I've worn it plenty. Trust me. We're just not to that point yet. I want to get a little bit closer to when you guys can buy it, because it's not pre-selling on the 1st of February, as far as I know. It's just going to release because they're ready to go. So it's just going to release on February 1st. So I want to get my review closer to that point, because the more you guys find out about this stuff, the more you're going to want it. I promise you. And you guys know how much I praise rosé, and to say this is the best of the house, it's a strong statement. And you guys are going to see why. You'll be able to get samples. There'll be travel atomizers later on. Like, I don't know how quickly samples will be available. Should be pretty quick, I would think. But gonna have 2 bottle sizes. Gonna have the 4 ounce. There's the retail bottle size, still wrapped in the plastic, and then the 2 ounce, which I'm not opening this right now. I'm just gonna save that as a backup bottle. There's no reason to open the 2, and I'll show you guys this all leather box. So this was a prototype George did. This is all leather. The entire thing is made of leather. Like all of it is leather. The reason he didn't want to go with it, as you can see, so the detail's not really there. It couldn't be as detailed as George wanted because that's supposed to be George. So if you look at the retail version, if I can get the camera to focus, all the metallics is going to make it harder to focus, but there you go. You can see the difference in detail. So that was a big thing for George, because those of you that know George or know about George, he's all about the details. But I absolutely love this so much. So when I was going to leave and he gave me the prototype bottle, which goes in this box, he's like, he handed me this too. He's like, you can have it. Sweet. So yeah, so I actually keep it in here. It's on my rotation table because I just wore it a few days ago. But yeah, cool little artifact that I'm just super happy that he let me have, because I love it. So I was like, man, why you didn't put this out? And he showed me why he didn't want to put it out. But it's beautiful, beautiful piece of work, real leather, tumbled leather, beautiful. I'm way behind now, by the way. So I got to skip way ahead. Sorry about that, guys. What's going on, Brian? Easy. What's going on, my man? Ken's in the house. Blind buying February 1st. I trust it. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Malpaso or Cripple Creek? I would say Cripple Creek. That was my pick for EJ's best release of the year. My opinion, of course. Dead Creators posters for my fragrance closet. So I don't know what's going to be the deal with Andrea's poster. There isn't one for Justin's because it would have had to have been a mirror. And then with Evening Mystique, we haven't revisited it yet. We're going to do it after the first of the year, but we're probably going to do something on Instagram where we'll give a few away each week, but it's going to be posting, like we're going to pick the best photos of your bottle of Evening Mystique, and we'll do 3 winners a week or whatever it's going to be. We haven't decided on the number, but till they're gone, we're just going to give them out, and it's going to be for those that have purchased Evening Mystique. There were some posters made specifically for Oligarch for Australia, and then like I said, there's some of the Immortals posters. I'm not sure what Andrea and George are going to do with those, but me and George have talked about, kind of a sweepstakes kind of thing with the submit your photos to the World of Zaharoff page, and we'll pick a few winners every week for a couple weeks. Like I said, I don't know exactly how many we're going to do, but it's going to be after the first of the year. Best winter fragrance. There's no best one winter fragrance, but I would say stuff along the lines of red tobacco, like I'm wearing right now. Soma Parfums Halcyon, Vertus Vanilla Oud, Spice Bomb Extreme. If you want something really cheap, CK1 Shock. That's really good. I like Prada L'Homme Intense this time of year. Givenchy Gentleman EDP, I like this time of year. Of course, stuff like Battu Immortel and Triumph of Bacchus from Argos. Those are really good. What a great day for a live stream. I appreciate that, man. We got 130 people at 3:39 Mountain Time on what's today? Thursday? Yeah, on a Thursday. That's pretty impressive. I got to say, it's pretty damn 132 people. Very much impressed. I appreciate you guys. 72 likes. We're getting there. Now that we're at 130, let's get to 100 likes. Let's get there. Hit that thumbs up, guys. Even if you're just hanging out for a second and you're leaving, hit the thumbs up before you go. I appreciate you guys. Let's see. Should I sell Elysium, get Blue Sapphire, and just pocket the difference? I mean, that's up to you. Elysium is better. I mean, Sammy's fragrances aren't the same quality as Roger Parfums, but it's really damn good. I haven't worn that one since the summer. I wore Blue Sapphire a couple times this summer. It's my favorite clone of Elysium, but I mean, that's a judgment call you have to make. If Elysium doesn't do it for you enough to where you think you'd be fine with a clone, by all means. But I mean, if you have the real deal, I'd keep the real deal. Just my thoughts. Have you tried Signature Rosé after? Oh yeah, I have the shave set. Oh yeah, I get every single shave set. I don't miss on those. There's going to be a leather Tabac set too that's being worked on. I don't have any of the prototype stuff for that, but they're on George's desk. They're coming. There's going to be a fragrance rotation. What a nerd. Thank you, Scale. Hey, it's after Christmas. You got to change your name. You're slacking. Have you tried XX Artisan? So actually, it is right here. I have decant right here. It's okay. Nothing that makes me want to get it. I feel like I have 150 to 200 fragrances that do the exact same job. It's nothing special enough about it that made me say, you know what, I should get that. Now, if it gets down in the $30, $40 range, maybe I'll grab it then. But where it stands right now, slightly discounted, yeah, I'm good. I got too many fragrances that are too similar to it. I did a video of it. It's kind of like a sweet barbershop fragrance. It's like much more of an old school vibe than I thought it would be. It's okay, but that goes back to what I was just saying about the Barbados fragrance. I have so many barbershop style fragrances that do it better. Like even Perry Ellis Portfolio Elite, that for $15, that's a better fragrance. Really is. It's nothing special, but it's not bad either. I mean, it's cheap. If you want to roll the dice on it, you may love it. Like, I'm not knocking it. It's just, I have so many that are similar to it. Sorry, love Dior Homme Intense. I love Dior Homme Intense too. Black Annabis the other day. Man, talk about good. I need to get that one back in the rotation too. My wife's been wearing Heavenly Lilies a lot. Yeah, it's really good. Those two are my favorite from Sphinx. That's the two must tries in my opinion. The women's is Heavenly Lilies. The men's is Black Annabis. Amazing. Mohammed, he killed it with those for sure. All right. Boss Bottle Parfum. Haven't tried it yet. I do want it. I will get it eventually in the upcoming year. Before the summer hits, I'm going to secure a bottle. That's the plan. I say that, subject to change, but that's the plan right now. Burberry London's a great winter fragrance. F Black is another good one as well. I agree. I would go more towards Burberry London than F Black personally. Waiting on the new year, keeping the Christmas spirit alive. There you go. For those of you that don't know, Scales always changes his name with something relating to Scales, and his picture is the Obama montage of Skeletor. I love it. We'll put it back on screen for you guys. Love Scales. Scales is a regular in all the fragrance live streams. Shout outs to the Mafia. Love the content. Thank you for getting me into the hobby. Thank you for coming and hang out with us today, because I know a lot of people are very busy. I didn't think we would have this many people available to check me out for a little while. You know, let's see. Iris, Malakan from Maison Crivelli. I've heard that's the one I need to try next, because I have Ombre Chromatique, their newest release, and it is phenomenal. One of the best amber fragrances I've ever tried. And I know it's not actually amber. It's this specific benzoin that gives this sticky, thick, herbaceous meets amber, warm, just it's ridiculously strong too. I'm looking at the box. That stuff's amazing. So I've heard this is the one that I would really enjoy. I haven't gotten it. I need to get a discovery set from them so I can really pick out, okay, this is one I need a bottle of. This is one I need a bottle of, and I could pass on whatever else. I need to get a discovery set for sure. Zaharoff Pour Homme, good errand runner barbershop. I agree. But if you want a better take on that DNA that's going to give you some good performance, get the Intense. It's the ultimate version of it, in my opinion. Just opened a package that came in, a Monte Code Parfum. I hope you enjoy it. Yes, eventually. I need to wear it a few more times. I've only worn it the one time. Let's see. What are your thoughts on it? So my more recent thoughts, check out my my last weekly rotation video. I talked about it a little bit more because I wore it. It's not complex. It's not deep and rich. There's fresh and spice at the top. It's orange and pepper. It's got like a zesty orange smell. Then it settles into leather and vetiver. It's that simplistic. It's very linear and one-dimensional, pretty much one-dimensional anyways. But it's nice. If you like leather that has a little bit of a fresh pop in the early stages, you'll probably like it. It's nothing special, but I do really like it. I think it's pretty good. But like I said, go check that video out, and I've got some more details in there. Coach for Men, it is an amazing fragrance. That's one that I used to have pretty heavy in the rotation a few years ago. YSL Le Parfum. Yes, the EDP is going to be pretty redundant. The EDT is much, much, much fresher. There's a little bit more of an orangey feel in the Le Parfum. I still need to get a bottle of that. It's the only one I don't have. It's really good. I have a decant sitting right here that's got like that much, maybe an ml left in it, but it's definitely worth getting. So I'm not necessarily going to do a comparison video, but in the leather tobacco video, I will discuss the key differences because as it dries, you do get a little bit of tobacco, but it's a completely reworked fragrance. It's not the same herbal, aromatic, leafy type of tobacco. It's rich, dark. So I'm giving you guys a little bit now. It's heavy, dark, smoky, a lot of plum in the top, very juicy, sweet, super dark and smoky. There's birch tar and incense. And it's a rich, robust, thick tobacco leather suede combo. It's spicy. Oh, God, I can't wait for you guys to smell it. It's the best fragrance Claude's ever made for George. It's amazing. It's amazing. It blows tobacco out the water. And it's hard to say it's better than Rosé because they're so different, but that's definitely the top two. Even if Royale X is your number one, you're going to like leather tobacco more. If you like leather or tobacco, that's your thing, you're going to love this fragrance. You're absolutely going to love this fragrance. Shout outs to Ross for the shout out to me. Shout outs to shout outs. You know what I mean? Out of respect. Shout outs to Joey. Drop a 69 for anybody in the mafia. Show a little love. Not trying to spend your money, but Black Cannabis is on sale right now for about 85. Yeah, Muhammad, I forgot about that. Muhammad is running a sale. So if you were thinking about getting it, now's the time. And it's a nice, big, robust, thick, square 100 ml with that kind of pyramid stair-stepping cap, that gunmetal color. The bottle is nice. The box is nothing special. It's a cheap-ass box, but the bottle's nice, and the fragrance is amazing, and the performance is great, and it's unique. It doesn't remind me of anything. Still rocking Night Vision EDP. Hey, that's still kind of teetering. Like I'm back and forth between that and infrared on my favorite. Even though I kind of fell back in love with the original this year, I still teeter between Night Vision EDP and infrared on what I think is the best. But I mean, it's just my taste. Everybody might feel different. Shameless announcement. I got engaged this week. Wedding planning, and holy cow, it's scary. No, congratulations, my man. Congratulations. Now comes the conundrum as a frag head. What the fuck are you going to wear for your wedding? Justin and Grace, because of the sensitive noses in their families, they weren't able to wear anything for their wedding. I was so surprised. I was like, wow, that sucks for two fragrance lovers to not be able to wear a fragrance on a special day like that. I felt so bad for them. I mean, they get it. They were, it's not bothering them, but as their friend, I was like, God, that sucks, you know? But that's going to be the conundrum. As a frag head, it's going to, what do I wear? You're going to torment yourself about that. But congratulations, man. Congratulations. Dedrick, my man. Love the energy on the live, bro. Much respect and wishing you much more success, my guy. So message me on IG later because I've noticed I haven't seen anything from you. So I know somebody didn't handle something for me. So I got to talk to him later. So message me on IG. You know what I'm talking about. Have you tried Killer Oud Overdose? No. Somebody messaged. Was it you that messaged me earlier? Somebody messaged me about that. No, Sam Broom. Shout out to my stepbrother, Sam Broom. He texted me a little while ago about that. He said the same thing. It's funny that you bring that up. And speaking of, there he is. So yeah, Sam actually texted me about that earlier. Most wanted parfum for Christmas, and I'm smitten. I don't blame you. Pine Rocks, how are you? The only BDK that I have is Rouge Smoking. I have a decant of Tabac Rose. Talk about thick and jammy. That's robust. That's a thick is the best word. Thick ass fragrance. And Citrus Riviera, I have a decant of that as well. I never reach for Rouge Smoking. Not because it's bad. I love the way it smells. I have too many damn fragrances. It always comes back to that. I have too many, too many damn fragrances. Valentino Uomo Intense. That's a man with taste right there. Check out Playboy New York's powerhouse among I actually have an older formulation of that and Hollywood. I have New York and Hollywood. Hollywood's basically like a slightly more aromatic take on Code. Jim Mobley, any thoughts on Givenchy Intense or EDP? One better than the other. So Intense doesn't actually smell like the EDP. The EDP is in the family of Dior Homme Intense. It's like a more creamy, balmy version. I actually like it more than Dior Homme Intense. Whereas the Givenchy Gentleman Intense, or it might be Gentleman. It's either Gentleman Intense or Gentleman Only Intense. I don't remember. I have a decant of it. It was kind of basic to me, so I didn't bother getting a bottle. Like I said, I have all these decants right here. I have a decant of it in here. And I've only smelled it the one time, and I was just kind of meh. If you want a great iris fragrance, Gentleman EDP. That's my favorite Gentleman fragrance in the line. Clone of Oud Wood that performs even better. Try Lamasat Oud by Barouge. Is that how you say that? Barouge? William Copeland. What's going on, my man? I have not. A bunch of people have been posting it as their sin of the day in my community tab when I do my sin of the day post, though. 140 people midday on a Thursday. You guys are something. I appreciate you. I greatly appreciate you. 94. We're almost to 100 likes. Let's hit that thumbs up, guys. No, I've never tried African leather. Justin had it one of the trips to Chicago. We forgot about it. Then the next time we went, I was like, oh, did you bring it again? He's like, no, I forgot it. So shame on both of us because I was going to smell it. Justin has a bottle. No, I haven't tried S-Boy. A bunch of people have asked me about it. Soldier Boy's fragrance. And then I haven't tried any of the Gisadas. I need to dive into that house. No, I've never tried that. Amouage or PDM? Which house? Oh, Amouage, hands down. Hands down, Amouage. My top three, which is going to be tough, but it's going to be Epic Man, Reflection Man, and the third one's going to be really hard because I love Boundless. I love Enclave. Jubilation's great. I want to go with Journeyman. I'm going to go with Journeyman. So Epic Man, Reflection Man, Journeyman. That's going to be my three. I have not. Most wanted or definitely the most wanted. I think it's the better fragrance. I actually did a comparison between that and the Parfum, which I have a decan of the Parfum, have a bottle of the most wanted, and it's my favorite version of the wanted DNA. I absolutely love it. Randy, what's going on, big dog? How are you? Eric Naval, $4.99 super chat. Appreciate that. Hope I enjoy your fragrance reviews. My girlfriend broke up with me after Christmas. Oh shit, man. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. So it's time to test out some fragrances later. Time for a pick-me-up. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. That's a shitty time frame. I'm sorry, man. Hey, you'll bounce back. Keep your head up. Don't sweat it. She's just not the one. The one's still out there. Don't sweat it, man. You'll bounce back. Go buy yourself a nice new fragrance as a pick-me-up. You know, I normally won't solicit, hey, go buy yourself something. But you know what? Damn it, you deserve it. Go buy yourself something nice. You know what I mean? Off to make dinner. Have a good day, Brian. Thank you for coming by. You have a good one. There's some 69s for the Mafia. Then now we're talking. Here we go, my man Rick. Shout outs to shout outs and the people that shout outs. That's my kind of comment, Rick. That's the kind of dumb shit I say in Joey's lives. I love it. Glad you're here, Rick. Let's see. We do a buying guide on Club Louise, including the new ones. So I don't plan on getting the new ones. And I'm getting a bunch of bullshit for that video. Trust me. That video has over 500 likes and 106 dislikes. And all of those dislikes, because I've been seeing the comments, is all these first-time commenters that don't know that format and just because you guys, you're my subscribers. That's why you're in this chat. So I talked about this on the last live stream. So I always do these ever so often. I'll do a split screen with eye fragrance when there's new stuff coming that kind of interests me. And I saw that pop up from eye fragrance. So I was like, oh, let me do a video. I just can't do the split screen because I was in Chicago in a hotel. I wasn't here in front of my computer. And I just discussed how I'm kind of disappointed. They went Bleu de Chanel, Baccarat Rouge 540. Haven't they done these already? Like, I'm just disappointed. And a bunch of people got in their feelings over that. If that video triggers you, you need to grow up, sweetheart. You should really grow up. It shouldn't trigger you. It's just me discussing this. I'm vlogging my fragrant world on this channel. That's what I do. Those of you that have been around for a while, you know that. You understand that. That's what this channel is. It's not just to review. It's me discussing my thoughts, feelings, and everyday life with fragrance. And a bunch of people appreciated the video. It's a much smaller portion that got their little feelings hurt and got triggered by it, but it's a lot of popularity. Justin just did Untold. And last I looked, it had 44,000 views. I'm sure it's got much more than that. In one day, it had over 30,000 views for Justin. So good for Justin. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of interest in those fragrances right now. A lot. If I was chasing views, I'd buy all 4 of them and do them one at a time and just rake in the views. But they don't interest me, so I'm not going to buy the shit. So I would hope some of you can appreciate that. I'm not just buying shit just to put it on the channel. Make that juice sound edible. My man. We're going to see a Melly Mel collab video in 2023. I'm always game for something with Melly Mel. That's up to Melly Mel. When it comes to collabs, I tell people, You just let me know what you'd like to do and we'll make it happen. I take the pressure off of me and put it on the other person and say, you just tell me what you'd like to do and when, and we'll work it out and make it happen. Anybody that's done collabs with me, they can vouch for that's what I say. You just let me know and we'll work it out. Because I go through spurts. Certain times of the year, I'll do a lot of collabs, and you might not see me do none for months and months. Same thing with tag videos. You'll see me do a bunch in a compressed amount of time and then none for a long period of time. I like to mix it up, you know? Blows tobacco out of the water. Shut up and take my money. It really does. Is it this? I don't have it on me. I have the Passport wallet. I have the Cashwell wallet. I have the Minimalist wallet. I have the Money Clip, which I haven't used the Money Clip, but the main one I use is the Minimalist. It has 3 card slots, an ID slot, and then when you fold it closed, there's 2 outer slots. So for a Minimalist wallet, it holds a lot. A lot. Great minds think alike. For me, it's infrared and night vision EDP as well. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my God, that's going to be the biggest conundrum. I have no idea. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. When the time gets close, you're going to want to buy something special. You can be like, you know what? It's my wedding. I need to do something extra special. I'm going to spend this amount of money on something I normally wouldn't get. And then you're going to go into that. So, because that thought's going to cross your mind. I'm not saying that's what you should do, but I know that's going to cross your mind. That's when it comes to the most special of events, not just special events, but the most special of events. You can drive yourself up a wall being a fragrance lover because you'll never forget that's what you wore. So you want to make it as special as you can. I get it. I'm not trying to make it worse for you. I'm just calling it what it is because I've been there. I know how it is. Yeah, not cool. I agree. Well, you got time. So try to get it out of your mind right now. Sorry, I brought it up, but that's the first thing that came to mind. We're here talking fragrances. It's a fragrance channel. That's a special day for a fragrance, you know? I need to, so they're a bit different from one another. Obviously the oud is the biggest difference, but there's no leatheriness. Like there's a lot of saffron in vanilla oud that has this leathery feel. You don't get that from Ani. Ani is more easygoing in many ways. It's not as niche. It's got more of a crowd pleasing smell because it doesn't have any oud funk or leather or darker nuances, real heavy dark nuances. It's bright, benzoin, ambery, vanillic, sweet, warm and spicy. So I don't think they do the same job, though they have a lot of the same notes. They also have like vanilla oud's got a bunch of other accords and notes that Ani doesn't have. I don't think it's redundant at all. I don't know if that's what you're asking or not, but I don't think they really compare to one another as much as you may think they would, having both, you know. Now, I haven't spent a ton of time with vanilla oud at this point, but I've spent a bunch of time with Ani, and I think that's a fair assessment. Comes down to opinion, obviously. Oh, that's something I missed out on. All right, so I got way behind. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to skip ahead, guys. Yep, I clicked it. I did it. We skipped way ahead because I get caught up on these tangents. You know what I mean? Let's see. Gym time. So go and try to make these gains. Great live as always. Appreciate you. Go. What you training? Before you go, drop it in the comments. What you training? I'm curious if you're still here because I had to skip ahead. Climate controlled office frag, Gentleman EDT, or Polo Deep Blue. Ooh. I might have to go with Polo Deep Blue, honestly. But Gentleman EDT, if you're talking about the newest formula, that soapy iris frag, that might work a little bit better, honestly. It's because Polo Deep Blue smells like Polo Blue and Sauvage with some cypress sprinkled in the middle. So it's great, but there's other people that are probably wearing Polo Blue or Sauvage at work. It's a real good chance somebody's wearing Sauvage. You'll separate yourself a little bit and still be nice and pleasant, easygoing, and office appropriate with something like Gentleman EDT. If you're talking about the newer formulation that is that soapy iris, just my thoughts. Creed Aventus Cologne is my compliment getter. Franklinton, LA, Louisiana is in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Let's skip a few. So I tried it yesterday. Oud Naja. Shout outs to my buddy Joe Roman. He had it on him when I went by his work, and I sprayed it on paper, and it is better than Invictus. I think it's more along the lines of Invictus than Invictus Aqua, to be honest with you. But yeah, I agree. It's really damn good. I need to get it. My man, what's going on? Honest Fragrance Reviews. What's up, brother? Wearing Evening Mystique for my sin of the day. Man, it turns into something very beautiful. Nice job. Glad you like it. So glad you like it. I love hearing everybody's experiences with them. It seems to speak to a lot of people because when you hear Iris and Rose Super Essence, you're probably thinking feminine floral, but they're actually more supporting players this time around, whereas it's dominated by this balsamic feel, a lot of aromatics and resins and spice and greenery. It's herbaceously spicy, a lot of cypress, and got that angelica root and stuff like that. So I'm really glad you're enjoying it. Seriously. Thank you so much for coming by the live stream too. Love the gaming channel. Thank you, Montrese. If you want some Jasada, I can send you a decant of some. Sin of the day, Mysterious Night into Prodalome Intense. That's an interesting combination. Mysterious Night's really good. I have not wore that in a while. Again, too many damn fragrances. Best Polo Blue of all time, the Gold Blend. I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. It was the last one I tried. I still got to review Polo Blue Sport. That's the only one I haven't done. And when I got to Gold Blend, I just bought it. I'd never smelled it. And when I got to it, I was like, holy shit, I see why people say this is the best. I really love Polo Blue Parfum, the newest one. I love the way it smells, but if I had to just pick one, Gold Blend's the one. It's the one. It's the best performing of the line, besides Deep Blue Parfum. But it's the best smelling one. That incense note, I'm a sucker for these incense notes. Really changes it. Scales, got to roll. You have a good evening as well, my man. Let's see. So hard to make something unique nowadays and make it smell great. You definitely pulled it off, brother. Thank you, man. Because my goal was to create something that had a little bit of a Middle Eastern vibe. That's the mysterious touch I wanted. That's why it's a lot of incense and resins. Jad, shout out to Jad if you happen to see this. He said this could be an Amouage fragrance. And that's kind of some of the inspiration is Amouage, because you guys hear me praise Amouage all the time. I love that house. And I still love Iris at its core. And spices. And I really wanted to make something a little bit different and enigmatic. That's the word I've been going with. Mystique. That's why it's in the name. It's not just for the evening, but it's catered towards the nighttime, obviously, but it works. I mean, I wear it during the day all the time. I wore it yesterday with a hoodie. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I hope everybody gets an opportunity to try it. At the top of the chat is my link tree. The top link when you go into there brings you straight to the fragrance if you're interested in getting it while we still have some bottles. If you want to try before you buy, fatboyfragrance.com. Juan still has some decants. He's been through a few bottles at this point. So if you want to just buy a decant first before you commit to a bottle, definitely go that route. So I have two from Amarud. I have Dark Orchid, which is basically niche and ridiculously powerful black orchid. And I have White Hinoki. And I really like White Hinoki. It's this boozy, citrusy, woody smell. It's a little herbaceous, very powerful. Dark Orchid's ridiculous. So that's 2 sprays and you fill a room. Very rare that I wear that because I'm not a big Black Orchid fan, and that's basically a stronger Black Orchid. But that's the only 2 I've tried. I haven't tried Oud de Jour. I haven't tried Wet Stone. I know that's one of the popular ones. I haven't tried a ton of them from there. I know Claude made a few fragrances for them. I think Oud de Jour is one of the ones Claude made. Listen, Alhambra Tabac. It's so good. I haven't gone back to it yet. I have so much to play with right now. I got so many new toys, as I like to call these new fragrances. Frank Olivier Black Touch. I have a lot of fragrances or completed their collection. Start layering adds a bit of fun. See, I'm not a fan of doing the layering though. I like to just pick a fragrance and roll with it. I know a lot of people love to do it, and I get asked about it all the time. It's just something I don't do. I just like to grab and go. Gold Blend isn't spoken about enough. It gets overshadowed by Deep Blue, but I prefer Gold Blend far above. Yeah, it's the best one. No doubt. Holy shit, just got Zaharoff signature Tabac. Quite upset it took me this long to find it. Thanks for the review on it, TLTG. It's amazing. It's amazing. And speaking of Tabac, the cigars will be back in stock pretty soon. George has some more getting made for those of you that like the 2 different Zaharoff cigars. Speaking of Tabac, because you mentioned my review, because I featured the cigar in that review. That was kind of a different video. I did that in a park. That was a fun video. That was from last year. That was a fun video. Are the clones good? Talking to Joel. Thoughts on ombre leather? Love it, love it, love it. It's amazing. The parfum's great. But Afnan Rare Carbon was so good, falls in between the two of them, that I'm not getting either one now. I went through my decants of ombre leather and ombre leather parfum, and I was planning on getting 50 mLs of both. But Rare Carbon satisfies the urge for both of them. I like it that much. Carrot seed node in your fragrance, Ross. Killer. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Montrese. I really am, man. Thank you for the support too, my man. Seriously. Not a fan of layering either. I feel like fragrance is a failure if you have to blend it and mask it with something else. That's an interesting take that I won't argue. You know, only like layering wanteds with wanteds. That kind of makes sense. Smooth Operator, what's going on? Man, great job on Evening Mystique. My favorite pickup of the year. 300 plus colognes in my collection. That's a big statement. It's a very big statement. Ooh, 111 likes. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I have on my plasma over here, I got HDMI running to it. So I got a split screen. I got it on YouTube over here and then StreamYard right here on the main monitor. Thank you so much for the super chat, Anthony. My favorite this year was Gentleman Reserve Privé. So that's a lot of people really like that one. And every time it comes up, I say the same thing. So everybody understands my stance on it. I have a decant of that as well. And if you don't have any of the others, it's the one to get. That is the best one. But I have EDP and EDP Boisset. And if you combine those two and add some booze, you get Reserve Privé. So it's too redundant for me to have it. If I didn't have the other two, that's the one I would have a bottle. That's the one I recommend getting if you don't have the others. But if you have the others, it's too redundant. Just my thoughts. Gold Prestigium. I've been wanting to get Black Prestigium, obviously, because it's an iris fragrance. You can wear anything whenever you want. That's definitely strong enough to cut through the cold. If you like sweet, fresh, and spicy, you can wear that fragrance year round and just spray accordingly. Seasonal and situational recommendations are just that. They're just recommendations. Certain things are a bit more optimal for certain situations and settings, but there's no like rules you have to follow. You can wear whatever the hell you want. I mean, in the Middle East, they wear ouds in the middle of summer, and their summers are crazy hot and humid. It probably smells biblical out there during the summer, but it just comes down to wear what you want. But yeah, if you dig Hawass that much and you just want to keep rolling with it, even though it's cold, man, roll with it. Absolutely roll with it. Get behind again. Uh-oh. I have not. Never tried it. What's up with that signature rose incense in a bag? Saw someone post it. Yeah, Kevin Hill posted it. George sent him a little bit of it. I don't know exactly what George is going to do with it. I really don't. I can't provide any information, unfortunately, because I don't have any. It smells amazing. There's 3 different strengths. It smells incredible. It was made from the rosé oil. It's amazing. I don't know. You'd have to email George at Zaharoff.com. George at Zaharoff.com is the email and ask him. That'd be easiest way. I can't promise he'll get to it immediately today because he gets 100 plus emails a day minimum, but he'll get to it eventually for sure. EM is fucking amazing. All I got to say about that. I appreciate that, Sean. Thank you, man. Look, guys, keep it coming. I love hearing about how much you guys are enjoying it. I'm glad it's money well spent for all of you because I'm very, very proud of Evening Mystique. Very, very proud of Evening Mystique. Silver Blue. Still haven't tried that one. I haven't wore Aquawood since I got it. Kind of saving it for the spring. I think it'll do really well in the spring. Stronger and longer. Reserve Privé isn't even in my top 10 this year. Okay. Strong statement. EDP Boisset for me. Respect Reserve Privé, but I have to agree with TLTG. Yeah, I mean, because that's spicy, woody, and floral. Okay. So if you don't like the creaminess and balmy nature of the EDP, you can go with Boisset, and vice versa. If you like that more Diorum intense style, but a little creamier, you go with the EDP. If you want the boozy one, you go with Reserve Privé. That's basically what it comes down to. Memoir Man, still haven't tried that one. Summer Vibes 4.0, as far as I know, is indeed discontinued. 2.0 was the most popular fragrance Sunny ever put out. That's why it's still readily available. I'd like to take a lot of credit for that. Thank you, because it's amazing. But I don't know if he's going to do a 5.0 this summer or re-release the 4.0, because 4.0 was a hit. 4.0 was a damn hit. That was one of my favorite releases of the year for sure. I guess we'll see as we get closer. I would think sometime around spring, I'll probably hear something about what he's planning on doing. Shout out to Authenticity Perfumes. Some late Christmas gifts coming, so I might get my hands on Cool Water Intense. That's good stuff. I'll take your word for it. You say, yeah, it's really powerful. Really, really strong. I never do more than 4 sprays. When I was sick at the beginning of the year, I did like 2 sprays one day, and it was almost overwhelming me. It's a skin chemistry thing as well, but it is a strong fragrance. Leather Tabac, but it's not on the website. Release date is February 1st. February 1st. So there's a few people that got exclusives. The launch video was Chris from Fragmental, and there's pre-orders from luxparfum.co.uk, his store in the UK. So you can pre-order if you're in Europe. Here in the States, release date's February 1st. And Diego Menendez, shout out to Diego if you see this on IG. George gave him an opportunity to be the first to make posts, IG posts. And then once the two of them did that, I was just waiting for them because I didn't want to take that away from them. You know, because I had this bottle before they had theirs. And I didn't want to take that away from them because I always do launches. You know, it's share the wealth. You know, I'm not the only person that loves Zaharoff. And once they put their stuff out, I was like, all right, green light, go. And I was showing the leather prototype box and all the different stuff. And I wore it a couple days ago. I'll be talking about it in Sunday's rotation video. And I talked about it a little while ago. So I don't know exactly where to scroll back. Otherwise, I'd tell you to scroll back to a certain point. But just be on the lookout for this week's rotation video. I'll go a little bit more in depth for you guys. I have not. Did you mean Soradora? Panadora, I've never heard of. I think you mean Soradora. Random Ass Fragrances, what's going on, man? I did have a great Christmas. I hope you did as well. RS, what's going on, big dog? Shout outs from Toronto. Black Iris is good. It never made me want it. I had a decant of that, of the 53 extrait, and I've had a decant of the original Interlude, man. My favorite of the 3 was Black Iris, but it still never made me want to get a bottle. Kajal Lamar. That's some good stuff, Jack. Definitely some good stuff. Favorite Spirit of Kings, any clean ones? So I've only tried 2 of them. I have 2. I have Zorak, which is Tom Ford Oud Wood, and I have Matar, which is Creed Aventus. They're both phenomenal takes on what they're clones of because they're niche clones. But I haven't tried any of the other ones. So as far as fresh stuff, I don't know. I'm really not sure. Don't get it twisted, y'all. All 3 fragrances of the Immortals is great. Yeah, all 3 of them are great. All 3 are great. Second Soul is fantastic. Of the Immortals is amazing if you like slightly feminine leaning gourmands because the coconut and the jasmine come out a lot. I've noticed it's not just me. A lot of people have talked about that. But you get a lot of booze, cognac, you get some spice, very gourmand hazelnut kind of tastiness to it. It's amazing. It's phenomenal. Time to give Ross a big head again and well-deserved. Shut up, Randy. I appreciate you though, man. Hey man, I want to hear all the good stuff, man. I'm so proud of it. I went into business over pleasure confident. I went into this really confident because I know this was a banger. I know Evening Mystique's a banger. You know, so happy about it. Indoors. Depends on your climate. Is the heater going to be on? Is the AC going to be on? Elaborate. Elaborate. Let's see. Tried Southern Peach Tea. I think you have it. No, I do not. I do not own anything from Coastal Carolina Parfums. In your honest opinion, do you think 2.0 Zeds might stick around? No, they will not be sticking around. When they are sold out, they are gone, just like the first ones. And this is probably going to be it. The more we talk about it, the more I think this is going to be the last round, fellas. So I don't think anytime. It's like we said before, if it ever happens again, it'd be a few years from now. But for the foreseeable future, the way the conversation's been going, this is it. There isn't going to be no 3.0. So unless something changes down the line, but this is going to be it. And then when we're gone, when this stock dies out, that's a wrap. We're not doing another batch, just like the first round. So if you were interested in getting it, I would suggest get it. Ooh, something Banana Republic. $22.99 will get you a Banana Republic fragrance before taxes. So tobacco and tonka bean has been popping up at all the Burlingtons I've been going to. If you don't have tobacco and tonka bean, the purple box, I would say get that. There you go. Randy's thinking the same thing. able to pick up my Sony Wave. Man, that price then went up a little. So you might have screwed yourself because some Marshalls in TJ Maxx it's 60 and some of them it's $32.99. Last week I saw it for $32.99 at Marshalls because people have been messaging me about it. It just depends on your Marshalls. They're either screwing you or you're getting a great price. It sounds like they might have screwed you because you can get it cheaper than that online. You don't have to pay 60. You can get it in the $40 range online. 40, 45, even 50, better than paying 60. But there are Marshalls and TJ Maxxes that are selling it for $32.99. So just got to keep your eyes peeled. Cheers from Nigeria. Cheers to you as well, sir. Is rosé still your favorite? Well, that's the thing. It's so hard to decide because I'm definitely head over heels in love with leather tobacco. And I think most people are going to dethrone rosé. Most people that have rosé on the pedestal. And speaking of rosé and leather tobacco, we have Mr. George Zaharoff in his lovely sweater. So a lot of leather tobacco talk, George.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And people like literally the comment on screen is rosé still your favorite or has the king fallen?
It's two different experiences, right?
That's exactly what I said about 20 minutes ago.
That's awesome.
Yep. It's hard to say one's better than the other because they're just so different. I will say leather tobacco is better than tobacco. Uh-oh, disasters. Disaster has struck.
Someone forgot to secure.
So this is his marble palace master bathroom, by the way, guys.
This was my my drawer.
Oh, damn. So we have quite the crowd, George. We have 144 people midday on a Thursday. We got a large crowd.
So I'm doing construction and someone didn't secure a board. So if that's what, it fell on my foot. So anyway.
For those of you that didn't know, he's done a massive renovation on his home and he's getting towards the latter stages.
Hi, everybody. So I heard about this leather tobacco.
You heard about it?
Yeah, I've heard about it, but I'm not.
Yeah, I showed them the leather box, the prototype box that you let me have. I showed that earlier.
The original intent was to have it all that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't print well.
That's what I was showing them, the detail versus the cardboard. It's a big difference in the detail on the print.
And love is in the detail when it comes to Zaharoff.
As I mentioned, I said, for those of you that know George, it's all about details. It's fun. Boy, with birds of a feather, huh?
Right. It's all about the details because you have to really love what you're doing because the details are what cost the most money, right? When you're creating something, and a lot of people will cut those details to save money. And so I always say, love, you really have to love what you do. It's
very true.
So that was the original box. With the bottom part was also leather, right? The two pieces. Do they slide?
Yeah, it's completely tumbled leather all the way through.
But does it close? Does it catch? Is it hard to open or not really?
No, when the bottle's in there, it does because it kind of bubbles up a little bit because this is softer than the cardboard. As you guys would expect, it doesn't have the same level of structure as this hard cardboard does, or whatever type of box material it is. It's definitely thick. And Brian, good to see you. He's saying hello, George and Ross. And guys, I'm just going to go ahead and say Brian is the biggest fan of Evening Mystique of everyone. Why do I say this? Because Brian just bought his 5th bottle.
Brian who? Musgrave?
Musgrave, yep.
Yeah, Musgrave.
Yep.
The 5th bottle, huh?
He's got his 5th bottle coming. He messaged me earlier. That man loves Evening Mystique. I appreciate you, Brian. I'm so glad you love it, man.
I'm happy that people are enjoying it because a lot of time, effort. I mean, I think you could tell. I don't want to say that more effort was put into this go around because a lot of it was a little bit more easier because we had a system already in place and you guys knew what needed to happen. Mm-hmm. But I think that it was a more evolved, like it was the next part of your journey.
Well, it's like I said earlier. I said Evening Mystique's better than Business Over Pleasure. Second Soul's better than Brass and Soul, and Of the Immortals is better than the Siren. It's oh yeah, across the board, everything was elevated from what you see, what you smell, the touch, everything.
Really?
Yep.
I think it was a part of the. I think, I guess you're right.
Everything about them was better.
But it wasn't as if things were, when it came to expense, it wasn't less expensive to do. It was just an elevated experience, if that makes sense.
Well, as a group, including you, we learned. We learned a lot from because this was the first time, guys, if you didn't know, this is the first time George had this experience just like us, you know, working with all the personalities and the creative process with us. This is a new experience for him, just like it was for us. So Justin TF Patriot asked, did Leather Tabac dethrone Evening Mystique for the most expensive GZ frag oil?
No, no, it's yours.
Yeah.
Because you had the Rose Super Essence
and Iris.
But you had the Rose and the
Iris.
The Iris. Mm-hmm. And so it wasn't by far, it wasn't a huge, it wasn't a big margin, but yeah, it was and because of the percentage of the oil that's in Ross's fragrance too. So, but I mean, like, I want to make sure that whatever his vision was for his fragrance, he got it.
Well, that's the funny thing. Go ahead, George.
You were saying?
No, I was going to say that's the funny thing, guys. I've told this story before briefly that when I was on the phone telling George, I found it. This is the one, the 25%, even though BB and Claude really liked the 22%. I really liked 25. And he's like, are you sure this is it? This is the one you want? I said, yeah, this is it. He's like, your final answer. That's the one. That's what we're putting out to the world. Nothing else needs to change.
Then I go,
no, this is it. Then he's like, okay, I can't believe you did this to me. And he tells me this is the most expensive thing I've ever bought.
And then of course,
it's all in good fun.
Then you said, don't do it. And I'm like, no.
I immediately said, we can change it. No. And he's like, no. I want you to put your best foot forward. If you're telling me this is it, this is what we're doing.
That's right.
And based on the feedback, seems to be I was right.
I wanted the experience for all of them to be, I can't see what people are writing. I hope they're happy with our comments.
Oh, it's a bunch of great comments. I didn't want to, like, we're having the back and forth, so I'm not pinning too much right now. Here's Scott Fontaine, 504 man. Good evening, fellas. Congrats to you and George on a successful endeavor. I'm always rooting for you guys.
I appreciate that. It means a lot. And I try to be respectful. And I know Ross says this. Ross hears it all the time. But it's very important to me that for Zaharoff, for the project, for all of us, that it's respectful to the community too. You know, like, I wanted the community to look at this, even with the price. We were talking about this yesterday, because the Zaharoff 4 ounces, they're going to be coming in around 200, 220. You know, and when it starts going in Europe, right?
This is not going to be 160, guys.
No.
This 4 ounce bottle of Leather Tabac.
It's a different price structure. And so because it was for the community, the price structure was different. Whereas when you're looking at the other collections in the Zaharoff collection, you're having to deal with distributors and wholesalers and retailers and commissions and all of that infrastructure that's in place when you're selling a fragrance. Whereas with this, it's Zaharoff to the community, right? And I didn't want, and I say this a lot, is I wanted to make sure that someone saw this for a couple things. I keep repeating this and I keep saying it, but I say it because I want to really make this point across, is that
you never know who's watching that wasn't watching the last time you said it, because I repeat a lot of things from stream to stream too.
Was that when I first came into this space on the community, like when I say this space, I mean online on this space, because I've been doing this for almost 30 years, but it was brick and mortars. It was Nordstrom and Neiman's. And so it's a different monster, this whole space. And when I came into it and I saw how the content creator fragrances were being handled, I was very opinionated with how it should be done, because I saw every content creator as their own global brand. Like these these content creators could build their own, you know, their own brand globally, because you guys reach the world. And instead of me sitting on the couch and pointing and saying they should have done this and they're doing that, I thought, I'll just show. Let me do it the way I think it should.
So I know he cut out and froze for a second, guys, but he said, I'll just show them how it's done.
Wait, I'll show them.
That's what he's saying.
Like, I'll show
you froze,
them.
George.
Right. Am I freezing on you? Am I cutting in and out? Am I cutting in and out?
You're back now. You went out for a little.
Huh? Why is this happening?
I mean, you are in a marble room.
Okay.
You have to remember. It's fine. It only happened that one time. I think you'll be okay. As long as your door's open, I think your signal will catch. You're fine.
Okay. Maybe I'll go and go in the bathtub.
You got to remember, this is kind of like what you go through at the office with Wi-Fi.
For some reason,
it's marble everywhere.
The Greeks like opulence. We like marble. Mm-hmm. What can I tell you? So if there's a nuclear war, come over to me and we'll hunker down. So, and so that's why I did it. I wanted to show, and I think that if there's any content creators that get approached by another company and said, let's do a thing together, they're going to look at this as kind of the standard to say, this is kind of, I'm hoping they do that, because other than designing the bottle and getting a mold, which would not be feasible for this kind of project, because you're looking at $500,000 for a mold and bottles.
A custom bottle mold.
Everything else is custom, you know?
It's basically the way you can look at it, guys, is he gave us his canvas and said paint.
Right.
Because the bottle and the box are Zaharoff bottle and box, but it's blank slates. You know, what goes in it and on it was up to us and
up to you guys.
Us and the perfumer for what goes in it, and then what goes on it was a collaborative effort with George.
Right. Which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
We had a good. I am a lot of fun, though. I think that, you know, I love.
You're okay.
Have fun. I want to have fun with things, and life isn't meant to be too serious.
That's a fair statement.
Yeah,
a very fair statement. Does anybody have any questions for George while we have him? Because I don't know how long we'll have him for, because we've been on for an hour and 15 minutes. As you guys know, I typically don't go too long. We might do maybe another 15 minutes. We'll do an hour and a half. George, you got 15 more minutes to spare?
Of course, I have. Anybody that has any questions, I'm here, as long as it's, you know, respectful.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it'll be respectful. This is all, just to be in this live chat, you have to have been subscribed to the channel for at least 2 weeks. So it helps weed out a lot of the BS.
But yeah, this was a lot of fun, and I'm very grateful to the community for the support that they have and love they have shown to Zaharoff, to myself, and then, you know, most importantly to this project. And, you know, I go through life. You can't pursue perfection, because there's only one being that's perfect, and that's God. And so if you pursue perfection, you'll always be unhappy, because you'll never get it. But when it comes for excellence,
you can always strive for excellence.
Right. You can always do better and be better. And so the second go around, you know, it's just the pursuit of excellence, of constantly trying to do better, be better. You know, the plates that people have on the large bottles, that's part of the new Zaharoff that will, you know, that is now opening markets, other countries. And so it's pretty cool.
So, George, I have one for you. I got asked earlier, and I told him to email you because I wasn't sure. So Scott asked, rose incense in the bag, is that going onto your website at some point this upcoming year? So yes, people have been seeing Kevin Hill's post, because that was the mention earlier. They saw the Facebook post. So people are intrigued on how can they get their hands on this rose incense.
So the rose incense, and I'll answer the very quick answer is yes, it will be available. Actually, I should put it on. I don't know why I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll put it on starting tomorrow. I'll put it on tomorrow.
There you go.
It's a rose incense athonite, and it's from a part of Greece, in northern Greece, called Mount Athos, Athos, and it's monks that make a specific type of incense that is jasmine. It's jasmine, Turkish rose, and Bulgarian rose, and that's what's in the rosé. And I actually went and sent the oil to the monks in this part of Greece, and they made incense, and they loved it. They said it was the most expensive oil they ever worked with because it was it came from France and that was subject to duty, so they found the cost per kilo, but it turned out so incredible. And it's wild that I have monks making the rosé that was inspired.
It was inspired by their creations.
It's
I know.
awesome.
It's crazy.
It's so crazy.
It's crazy
awesome,
how it worked out.
You know? And so, you know, I think that also Zaharoff, I hope it does. I think Zaharoff represents like limitless possibilities and dreaming and pursuing your dreams and bringing those dreams to reality where, you know, I hope that, I think that's kind of what I want Zaharoff to represent, you know, that you, wherever you find yourself in life, there's always that opportunity or there's always that chance where it could change if you wanted to, you know, the impossible becomes the possible.
So correct me if I'm wrong. February 1st, Leather Tabac's just going to go on sale.
I think so.
Right?
I think so. I don't know yet.
That was kind of what because I've been asked that a few times. Randy's asking right now. And I said, I'm not certain, but I believe because the bottles are ready to go.
Right. So February 1st.
I believe it's just a release, but
I think February 1st, that had to give me I was telling Ross this, and Ross knows it already, but I have been nonstop for 5 months, like literally every day from the moment I wake up to it's.
Well, like I told him yesterday, guys, I said, you guys don't really know what goes into this because even at night when he's like, say he's laying in bed, he's talking to China, he's talking to Europe, he's talking to South America, he's talking to all these different markets.
Australia.
Yeah, Australia. That's when he talks to Kevin with Oligarch. Like this man doesn't stop until his eyes close and the phone drops on his chest pretty much. I can tell you firsthand, that man works every waking minute.
And so I think that had I launched Leather Tabac earlier, So, but
Noel said, truer words have never been spoken. Pick and choose your battles. Your energy and time is valuable, and don't spend all of your time taking everything too seriously. Right.
I try not to. I think that the one thing that's hard for me is I have to be more a little bit stronger when it comes to the trolling that goes on. I think that's my New Year's resolution is to not only say bless them, you know, God bless you, but to really say it and mean it. Like, God bless them. I wish them, you know, it's their reality. So I don't know. I'm just keeping it 100. I can't.
Speaking of keeping it 100, guys, if I ever tell you in a comment, God bless you, that's not what I mean. It's not what I mean. I'm a God-fearing man, and I do wish well for everyone. But anybody who's going to be an asshole, God bless you.
Right, God bless you. What is this with the Spartan hat?
So he said, George, first-time consumer, just got signature tobacco, and I'm blown away. Total experience was incredible down to the handwritten note. Thank you.
I have to tell you, and many people know my story, is that in 2001, I started when I was 20 with one little piece of clay and a wood cap and a little sprayer, and I went to Nordstrom. And Nordstrom immediately, like at that meeting with the clay bottle and the wood cap, they bought it. And I was 20, so I've been selling to Nordstrom since I've been 20 years old. And it grew very quickly. Throughout the 90s, we were supposed to sell the company to a bigger company, and then 9/11 happened, and everything, I lost everything. And so even though I went on to do my clothing and my other licenses, I had dreamt about the fragrances for almost 20 years. And every time there was a moment to jumpstart it, it just didn't catch. because it's all about timing and synchronicity and all that. And so I would dream, you know how you pray, I would pray, oh dear God, please, if I'm able to do this, I'll write a card to every single person thanking them. Like all of the things that you guys see when you open the box, the packaging, it's all thought out because I've had 20 years to really visualize of what this would look like if I was given the gift of being able to relaunch everything and then some.
So is this fair to say? Because, you know, there's a lot of people that will sell their soul for success. George made a deal with God that I'll literally give these people my all if I get one more chance. And that's kind of what you do. You literally give your all.
I kind of felt that I would keep doing it until God got sick and tired of saying no to me. You know, like kind of in my head.
It's an interesting story. It really is.
You know, I'll keep trying until you get sick of not letting me get it. Crazy.
So the cartoon kid says, George, any idea when we can expect the new rosé flanker? And will it be sold in the US in 120 milliliters?
So what's going on right now is we've set everything up in France. The company set up the fillers, the distribution, which is it's like another Zaharoff there because it's separate from the operations and the office that are happening here in the States. And so the small bottles are going to be made in the US. The large bottles are going to be made in France because the price structure there is going to be a lot higher. And I want to make it affordable. I think that having the smaller bottles here, and if you guys want to have the large bottle, I think that it'll be available. It'll be made in France, but it's going to be almost 30% higher because
it's going to be priced
and the duties. The bottles that are made in France, in Italy, once they leave Europe, it's almost 20% less duties. But because they're staying in Europe and it's going to France, I'm paying VAT, which is a value-added tax, on every component. And every time I put the pieces together, I pay taxes on that too. It's value added as it goes through production. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a higher price point. But yeah, so the rose.
But that's before he goes into this part of the answer, guys. That's where the trying to add more value because he has to increase price structure comes in. Because these plates you see on the Z Creators, this is the first run of what the made in France bottles are going to have.
Right.
Rosé's got a detailed metal plate. Tabac's got a detailed metal plate, and so on. The made in France bottles are going to have the metal plates.
It's crazy.
So sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to make sure to touch base, just to give some insight that even though he's got to charge more, he's still going to try to give you more.
That's important to me because these are going to be going in perfumeries in Italy and France and Germany and Spain and Greece. And so when you're in a perfumery and you're looking at all the different, I want the Zaharoff, I want it to look.
You want it to stand out. Don't you say the truth.
I want it to look like, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks, Ross. And so I am obsessed with the black, with the rose. I'm obsessed with it. I wear it. I douse in it. I can't.
I was with him 3 out of the last 6 weeks, and he wore it almost every day.
I've gone through bottles of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like every time George walks by, you smell codename rosé flanker.
Right.
You know,
and it's funny because when Ross was here, even at the gym, the manager of the gym wears the leather Tabac, and the
atrium smells like it. Yeah.
I mean, and it's a huge.
He's a heavy sprayer too. He sprays way too much.
It's
and
hilarious.
Look, guys, it's an LA Fitness. So anybody that's been to an LA Fitness, you know that big giant cylinder atrium when you walk in, it just smells like leather Tabac. Every time we would go while I was there.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so smooth. It's like a butter. It's like, it's rough, but it's smooth.
I get what you're trying to say.
I know.
It's animalic. It's got that edginess you're looking for, but it's still so smooth at the same time.
Right.
Because to have that taric smokiness with that deep earthy tobacco and all that animalic like rawhide leather smell, but you got this juicy plum and these spices, and just can't wait for you guys to smell it. It's incredible.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So Adrian asks, how many 2.0 fragrances of Second Soul were made?
None.
Yeah. So I'm guessing he meant 2 fluid ounces.
None.
Yeah, I'm guessing he meant the 2-ounce bottles. So yeah, it was all 4-ounce bottles, Adrian.
Yeah, we didn't make the smaller bottles at all.
We didn't do smaller this time around. So it was all 120 ml. The price increased $45, but you got double the juice, and then you guys have seen the presentations. You know.
And all 3 of them, I'm just in awe of what you guys did and what coming together, what we've created, and even with the community supporting. And I'm just very grateful. I really am. Thank you, guys.
As am I. Kid Cool asks, well, he says, I think this round of Zed Creators frags are close to perfection. Congrats to the Zed Creators, the perfumers, and you, George. With that said, would you consider keeping these in stock? We've had a few comments about this in the live stream too.
No, and I know people have discussed it, but you have to look at it in terms of the business side of it. If I were to keep these in stock and have the partnership, there has to be an investment in the actual brands of the content creators, and I don't have the wherewithal for that. They're beautiful fragrances, I think. And Russ, I think that you would agree. I think the way it was done with a beginning and an end,
it's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
It's in a sense flash in the pan, but I'm trying to say this as humbly as I can, because I really believe what we've done is just second to none. It's like a moment in time of greatness, of doing things the right way, and kind of setting of the bar, I guess would be the best way to put it. So it's something that,
it's a spark.
Great thing. Nothing's made to last forever. And even though we love the reception and we appreciate the support, it's nice to have these little moments in time. It really tells a story and creates memories that you can go back to.
Right? It's a spark. Yeah. It's like a shooting star.
Exactly. It's glorious when it's in the moment, and then it fades out when it's done. Fades out.
And all these fragrances, they're I mean, these are all multi-million-dollar fragrances, right? Because they could go globally, and you could really, but that wasn't the intent behind it.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't what the spirit of it was, because it was also, remember, Man was a part of this as well. The perfumers were a part of the noses. It was all in the spirit of, and it
was all about artistry.
Yeah. It is, and like another Zed creator, I don't see this, at least this year, because of everything else that's going on with Zaharoff this year. We'll see.
That's what I told them earlier. I said if and when, based on the conversations, I don't know if it's going to happen again, which you and I talk about all the time.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to happen again, but if it does, we're a few years out. It's fair to say.
We'll figure it out. This was a lot of work. When you guys hold the Zed Creator boxes and bottles and the juice inside of it, like, imagine each component, like, for this to come into your hand, the shipping boxes, the tissue paper, the stickers, the whole process of it all. It's a lot. Hi Juan.
Hi Juan. Damn, I can finally leave a comment. Hello chat and George. You see what happens when you stay subscribed and you don't get mad and unsubscribe, Juan? I love Juan. We're close enough to where I can fuck with him now.
Right. Juan's a good guy.
Yeah, I love Juan. I appreciate the $5 super sticker.
And thank you, Juan. Thank you for being the go-to person for samples, because
Juan has been the official decanting site of the Zed Creators 2.0 project. I try to funnel people to you every single day, Juan. We talked about you in the stream earlier, as a matter of fact, because I get that we have this limited nature of the project. It just wasn't feasible or makes sense in many ways to put out samples, because it's not something that's staying in the collection like the rest of George's fragrances. You can get samples of all of the rest. This is flash in the pan, like we were talking earlier. So it's one of those deals where, let's say you buy Evening Mystique, by supporting the project, you at minimum get to at least try the whole collection. You get samples of the ones not purchased. Whereas it's great where people like Juan come in, where he's like, I'm going to buy a few sets and decant them out so people
Right.
can buy them that way. And it's been a service to us. It's been a service to Juan. It's been a service to you guys. It's just been great. And Juan, we greatly appreciate you, man. We really do.
Did Juan ask anything, or he just said it's good to make a comment?
Yeah, he said that and then gave the $5 super stick. He said some more down below. I just haven't gotten to it yet.
You're awesome, Juan. Thank you.
So Randy asked, George, what made you get into fragrances? Where did your journey start?
So when I started, I finished I was a junior at DePaul University, and I was going to go do my master's degree at a school called ESSEC, ESSEC, and it was a master's degree program with some university in France that LVMH started this master's degree in luxury goods so they could find executives for the different houses that they owned. Mm-hmm. And so I went to sit in a class. I was a senior at DePaul University, junior or senior, and I went there just for 3 days. And I sat in a class. I sat in different classes. I was doing just to orientate and introduce you to the program.
An unofficial audit.
Yeah.
Unofficial audit.
Something like that. Yeah, something. Yeah. And so that day, that moment, I was in a class where it was about perfume. Just that day. And imagine now I'm 19, 20 years old. And at that night I was by myself. It was a little chilly. I was in a cafe in Paris. I was writing in my journal because that back then, with the days of Abe Lincoln and George Washington,
back when TVs were in black and white. Joe, you remember that? I see DDLDs in the chat.
Hi, Joe. And I love Joe. And so
I love Joe too.
I wrote to myself, where could I take my vision and my dreams and put it into one thing that would get out there? And it was a perfume. The thing about a perfume is, if it's done properly, it could be your calling card to your house. Right. And when you look at the Zaharoff bottle, it was created and designed purposely to be a little taller than other bottles of that size. The Z logo, I had put the Z on the cap purposely. So when you have all your bottles sitting on your shelf, the one thing that's standing a little higher is that Z. And so that's
details, guys.
Right, and every bottle has the vision and the dreams and the love and the passion and all of this, everything that goes into what Zaharoff is all about. It's on your dresser, and so I know I was kind of heavy in all this, but that's the truth. That's why I got into perfume, and it's my first love.
So Sandy asks, great question by the way, Randy. Sandy asks, hi, George. Will there be a summer 2023 new release?
So there will be, but it's going to be, there will be, yeah, but it's going to be, I guess I could say it, I think, so I have to pace myself.
Because I'm kind of surprised right now because the 3 releases I know of didn't include a summer release.
No, so wait, so that's going to be it. So that spring summer release is going to be the XXX.
There you go.
But it's going to be a
Joey Cannoli collaboration.
Right. And it's going to be, yes, and it's going to be a very, very small collab with a very minimal amount of bottles. We'll probably end up selling out the moment, the first day, because it's a very small amount, but it's going to be a very, special fragrance. That's not going to be for everyone. It's going to be the XXX. So it's
not for me. I'm all in support. Love George, love Joey. Right. That fragrance ain't for me, guys. Right. And I'm going to tell you guys about it. I can respectfully and tastefully tell you guys why it's not for me and why I know a bunch of other savages love it.
Savages is right. And animals. And
like a lot of the people in the mafia that get on screen a lot when they did the live sampling 2 renditions ago, loved it. And they're like, more skank, George, more. So he's giving you more.
More I am, and so that's going to be more or less the summer release. I might, because sometimes it just gets in my head. I do have there were 2 fragrances developed. One was the summer AM during the day, which was the citrine, and then there was a summer PM, which is, and so I might decide in February, March that I want to go ahead with it. I don't think so.
George, if you get the itch to do it in June, say, people are going to love it.
You think?
Yeah. I don't know if you're going to be able to, though, with the way the year's going. Because, guys, I know what fragrance he's talking about, and you guys would love it. It makes citrine look like a baby in many ways. It's really, really good. Citrine is its own unique beast. Don't get me wrong, but this is something different. This was the PM.
Yeah.
The nighttime take.
And the one thing that I think that broke
Can't say much.
That broke my heart a little bit when it came to citrine was the understanding of the beauty of and the magnificence of having that citrus is so difficult to get, and that a lot of people focused on the longevity of it, where this fragrance was meant to be constantly applied. It was a summer fragrance, and so
based on that criticism, I don't know how Acqua di Parma's in business then.
So, well, that's why citrine will not be available in the U.S. anymore. It's only going to be Europe, France, Italy, because that's where they love it.
Italians can appreciate
love
stuff
it.
like that.
Oh my God, guys!
Italian citrus, it's a thing, you know.
And so, and maybe we'll see, but I have to pace myself. And the one thing that's unbelievable is Ross knows, but we have.
You can see the wheels turning.
Right. It's just that I won't have any bottles to fill fragrances in because we've sold everything.
He put a gigantic order in for bottles, guys, and if he was to release, say, 4 or 5 fragrances this year, he would put himself in a bind and he wouldn't have inventory.
Right.
Sell, you know.
And so,
because thankfully, everybody understands and appreciates the work this man puts in and the quality he puts out. So people buy him up so quickly. I mean, look at the excitement for leather Tabac. We just came out with Zed Creators. That excitement's still going on. It's awesome.
I think that
awesome.
I think that people want excitement. They want, I don't know. I want to give that. I hope Zaharoff gives that excitement, something different, something unique. A point of difference, and I think that and excellence, and so I try doing that, and I try to be accessible. I try sharing information. I'm open. I'm in my home. People come to my home. I bring them to Chicago. I mean, so I want to inspire people. I can't read any of the comments, so I hope they're all good.
I'm just kind of going through them because we're getting so far behind. Okay. Mike from I Smell said, yeah. And Juan got excited. Mike, yeah. Because that, for those of you that don't know, that's Juan's calling card. It's yeah awards at the end of the year, stuff like that. So let's see. I'm kind of behind.
It's a great community. It's crazy. Like where else?
Ken Real said, wow, your perseverance is amazing, George. Never stop dreaming.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Thanks,
George is a true inspiration in the community. Nothing but love for you both. Thank you, Avery.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. More to come.
Let's see. The bottles are real artwork in themselves, says Brian. Of course. Honest Fragrance Reviews. He's at the gym. Or no. Hi at the gym. Hell no. DDLD says Zaharoff isn't a brand. It's a statement.
Thank you.
It's an interesting take. I agree with that, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Tony Tavares says, congrats to you both on Zed Creators 2.0. Just got my full bottle in today.
He did. He got a bottle. Thank you, Tony. And Tony, and I know these people, a lot of these individuals I know, right? I have them close to my heart. And I know that this is a very special purchase. It's not something I take for granted or I take lightly. I know that we're living in a time where we're living in strange times, and I think that people are saving their money for a very special purchase to just be a part of of this, and I'm very grateful for that.
Well, my man EZ makes the perfect statement that goes right along with that. He said, people don't mind paying for quality. We just don't like paying top dollar for low quality products. Zaharoff is worth the price.
I appreciate that. I try.
That's the mission statement. George's mission statement has always been affordable luxury.
Right.
That's what he wants to bring to people.
Entry
It
level.
doesn't have to cost Louis Vuitton prices to get what Louis Vuitton offers at minimum.
Right.
In quality, you know.
That's right. Entry level luxury. And you know, as I've said before, I've done clothing, men's tailored clothing, men's tailored suits, and it was always entry level luxury. And I've always thrived. Zaharoff has always been able to stay in that space, you know.
So Toby Farm says, why were there no samples? There's a lot of preaching about not blind buying. You definitely shouldn't blind buy if you don't want to.
Right.
You can buy a decant of any of the 3 Z Creators fragrances in multiple sizes at fatboyfragrance.com. Use code Z15 to save 15% off your order.
Right.
Fatboy Fragrance himself is in the chat.
And for every person that bought one, they got a sample of the other 2. And it's not easy. It's not easy for a small company to provide samples. It's not easy to do. And I was having this conversation actually with Chris Fragmental, who has Luxe Parfum in the UK, and he was saying the same thing. You would need a full-time person to be doing samples. It's just not viable. So
guys, I did samples every single time. I went 3 different weeks recently, and I did samples every single time.
Right.
And I do a couple hundred a day.
It's never
a couple
enough.
100 a day. Yes.
And so I would rather give it to someone like Juan. If you guys want to sample it, Juan has it.
Juan's got you covered.
The Zaharoff website also has some samples too, but I don't want people blind buying. I don't want people blind buying. There's ways of finding samples all over Facebook.
Yeah.
There's samples online. If you put in Zaharoff, whatever. Samples.
Well, that's the thing. There's other people decanting, but Fatboy Fragrance is who we put our stamp of approval on, and we back.
I trust him. We trust him. Yeah.
We know Juan.
And I know that may not be the answer. Who asked this question?
That was Toby Farms.
So Toby, I know that you probably not want. It's not what you want to hear, but that's the best that I could do. So I'm sorry. That's the best that I like. When I look at the space and I'm like, I want to supply samples, the best that I could do is have one sell them.
So Zachary asked, have the ideas for 3.0 started flowing?
No.
I can't speak on behalf of anyone but myself, but George knows how I am. In the event he ever gives me a green light, I've already written down a bunch of things. I have a file on my computer. I know exactly what I would want to do if I ever got to do it again, just like last time. Like I told you guys, Evening Mystique was already, I knew what I wanted to do, and I'd already talked to Claude. The second he said we might do it again, I had already talked to Claude and started working before everyone else, because I know how George is. When he wants to do something, he's going to do it, but there's no talks for 3.0. But I, individually, I'm ready. In the event something happens, Claude Deere is one call away, thankfully, because Claude would be doing my 3rd fragrance as well in the event we ever do it again. But like we said earlier, it's just not in the cards. Not anytime soon, at least.
You know, what's interesting is that I always had what my intention was, or what my dream was, at the tip of my tongue. And that's Ross. So Ross is ready. So if, you know, because it was always, okay, what do you want? And I would know exactly what I would want. So when someone would ask me, I want this. So that's with Ross. Ross has the intention in his head already. We've not discussed it. But Z Creators 3.0, I don't know. We'll see, because this fall is going to be opening perfumeries in Italy, and managing the affairs in Europe. And I don't know. This is a lot.
Yeah, just to give you guys perspective, if that was even a chance for the end of next year, beginning of the following year, we would have to start working now. You know what I mean? And it's just not, it's not something that's happening. That's why I say, based on the conversations we've had as a group, the conversations I've had with George, if we're a few years out, if, you know.
And you know, like, I think I read somewhere, I was reading some of the comments about that I go and I'm soliciting, like I'm seeing content creators and I'm trying to sell, you know, a Z creator with them, and this group of people, the content creators that you guys watch and interact with, they have their own dreams, they have their own things going on, and the last thing I want to do is to be like a creep, and it doesn't work that way. You can't, you know what I mean? Like, things have to flow, and you can't push things, or you can't have an agenda, because first of all, I don't want to go through like having an agenda, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like my friendships, it's like RXL, right? I see RXL here.
RXL's got a great comment.
What did he say?
He said people should stop expecting things to be there for them forever. Get them now and enjoy the experience now. I can't disagree with that, Rick. I mean, if it's something that you want. Now, look, I'm not saying people need to move things around and hold off a week on a bill and stuff like that. Don't do that. I don't want anybody to do that.
In general,
if it's something you're interested in.
Generalization, yeah. That things,
yeah. If it's something you're interested in and you have the means to do so, by all means, jump on it while you can, you know. Or if you want to try first, like we said, fatboyfragrance.com. Juan's got samples as small as just a few ml all the way up to like 13 ml, I think. Something like that. I know at least 10 ml. I know he's got some really nice 8 ml lipstick atomizers too. So he's got a few options for you guys. He bought some special decants for the different sizes.
But there's no, to going back, there's no agenda or vying for someone's attention, or, you know, like I'm running around. When I first started the Z creators, I approached quite a bit. I think I approached all of the content creators that I knew.
Not all, but it was a lot of people.
A lot
of people had an opportunity.
And a lot of these individuals were having their own projects, their own, you know, their own thing, their own directions. It's not like, this isn't easy. It isn't easy. It's fun, it's exciting, but it isn't. Things have to come together. It has to have the timing, the synchronicity, the spark, you know, just to come together and make it happen. Hi, Anush. Did Anush get his package? Anush got he purchased all
of them. He said, hope you are both well. I haven't had the chance to try them all yet, but the presentation of Z Creator bottles is absolutely, all caps, outstanding. Great work, gents. Thank you. Thank you, Anush.
And thank you, Anush, for your support. RXL, all of these individuals, they paid their hard-earned money, and they could have purchased whatever fragrance, and they decided to get the Z creators, and I'm very grateful. Thank you very much, especially Anush, who owns a company that distributes the fragrance.
Enchante Perfumes in Canada. For those of you, I'm not sure what the international shipping's like, but I'm pretty sure it's easy for North America outside of Canada.
Did you say Dante?
Enchante?
Enchante, like Ashante?
Enchante. Yeah.
Okay.
Like enchanted minus the D.
Okay.
That's kind of
Ashante. Yeah. Okay.
And Juan says, thank you so much. Still have plenty of samples. So guys, if y'all were interested, Juan's still got plenty to go. He's been through several bottles of each, you know, which we're thankful.
I think people have a sense for the sense.
Clever.
Yeah, right. So anyway, thank you for having me. If there's any more questions.
Yeah, let me scroll down. I got to skip a few things, unfortunately, guys. Let me get closer to the bot. Wow, we were way behind, George. Holy crap. Sorry about that, guys.
I'm in no hurry.
Yeah, we were way behind because we got 10 more minutes to we're at the 2-hour mark. I think we'll do the 10 minutes and then we'll shut it down. So any pertinent questions? So Juan actually upped it to 25% off, guys. So Z25 instead of Z15. That's very generous. Nice end of the year blowout.
It just went from a sale to a fire sale.
Yeah, it's a blowout now. So guys, if you want a good deal on some Z Creator decants, fatboyfragrance.com. Let me put it in the chat for you guys.
So while you're going through that, Ross, I have to tell you, I finally got my water working. I don't know if you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very proud of this. And look at it. There's actual water that comes out. I didn't have water until just now, like 10 minutes before coming on. So look at this.
And in the guest bathroom, he's got a square white porcelain bowl with the square nozzle. So you see how that glass plate is where the handle is, guys? He's got a square version of that in the guest bathroom.
With a square bowl.
With a square white porcelain bowl instead of the clear round bowl.
But then the little details, I have glass and stainless steel fixtures. So hooks, rods, shelves, it's real glass. And so they're made to order. The glass handles are going to be on my drawers here, even though they didn't put the one properly, but
so I want to add this real quick, George. Juan said, in honor of these amazing guys, thank you again. So I think Juan just now did this, is what I'm reading here.
Thank you, Juan.
So thank you for doing that, Juan. Guys, now's your chance to get them for a pretty good price. You know, Aromatics is in the house.
Aromatics, good guy, good people.
Gerard George is in the house. What's going on, Gerard?
Hi, Gerard.
A lot of familiar names. Eddie Weinberg, this man made so many individual orders for the Zed Creators guys. He ordered one fragrance at a time.
He did.
Multiple times, too.
Thank you. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So we got a few more minutes before we shut it down, guys. We'll shut it down at the 2-hour mark. We're at 1:53. Is there any more pertinent questions for George or for me or for both of us?
So, yeah, so Leather Tabac is February 1st. It's only a month away.
Mm-hmm.
Then XXX, and then for fall, it will be
about to drop the news.
It will be a gourmand.
Okay, so not all the news yet.
No, and that's all I'll give. But I think people are going to poo-poo in their pants.
They're not going to be expecting it.
No, they're not.
The only tease I'll give is it's the only fragrance that will rival Leather Tabac in power.
Yeah, yes.
That's the only tease I'm going to give.
Leather Tabac is just one, like...
I do 3 sprays, and the second time I did 3 sprays, it was actually on camera. Justin fussed me. He's like, did you not learn your lesson from yesterday? So all of you, the 15 sprayers, you're going to be that annoying asshole.
Right.
If you spray that 15, times.
Leather Tabac is meant for one. So, like, let's say you have your skin here. It's meant to do 1, 2, 3. Not to be layered on top of each other.
And honestly, I wouldn't do right here, guys. I would do behind,
because it would be coming up,
sides and behind, because it doesn't go away. It doesn't get real weak close to the skin or anything. It's a lot. It really is
spectacular. It's absolutely spectacular. It's just very potent.
I'll be damned, George. We have a Matt Hand sighting.
Matt, how are you?
Georgia Jensen in the house. My man.
Matt is Matt, the community misses you.
Yes. I still follow Matt. We still message each other from time to time. Matt's focused on his personal training career these days.
Matt, you'd be proud of me 3-4 times a week. I've been very good about it.
He's got a personal trainer.
I'm not muscle like Ross, but
Matt's huge now too.
What is?
Matt's huge.
He is?
Matt put a lot of mass on. Yeah.
I love the guy so much. He's a good human being.
Yes, he is. Matt's an awesome person. He said, wearing Tabac heavy this month, stoked for the leather.
Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, you'll be filling your gym up with Leather Tabac if you
Matt, are you still at the same address?
Message him off camera, Matt.
I will. Yeah. All right.
No, I'm telling Matt to message you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Text you. Matt, you have his number. Yeah.
So, guys, thank you for having me. And I'll call it a night for me.
So Matt said, I've noticed, George, you're working hard personally and professionally.
I think that I'm trying to make, we all go through phases in life, right? And I think that this phase of my life, as I go into my older years, I have a certain thing that I want, and I'm trying to push my life in a direction of where I kind of want it to be. I hope to be. And one of it is I'd like to stay as healthy as possible. You don't know what the gods of fate have in store, but at least
look at that man. Does he look 51, guys?
Thanks, Ross.
No, I'm not the only one that tells him this. So, But we'll end on this question. This is going to be the last one, guys. I appreciate everybody. I
Love you,
thank
man. Love you guys. I love you
here.
guys. Thank you.
But isn't there a Middle Eastern style version of Signature Pour Homme coming? Question mark.
There is, and that's probably for 2024. It's called Extreme. It's really awesome, and I might come out with that sooner too. There's a lot happening with Zaharoff, and this next stage of Zaharoff is very intensive with time, resources, people, money. It's all of that. So I have to get to that next level, and then once I get situated, then I could start taking Zaharoff to that next level. So
Matt said the mass is from pizza.
The what?
Matt said his mass is from pizza.
His mass is from pizza. I'm sure.
Yeah, all
what
muscularity is from
you eat,
pizza.
Matt? Do you do the deep dish? I picture you deep
Matt,
dish.
don't let Matt lie to you. He has a cheat day every week. I see him posting his meal prep. He eats chicken and rice every day. Don't let him lie to you.
That's awesome. That is so awesome.
Like I said, I still follow Matt. We don't talk as much as we used to, but I still follow everything he posts.
So thanks for having me, Ross, guys. I love you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, guys. Health, wealth, prosperity, peace of mind to you. I wish for you all the things I wish for myself, everyone. So many blessings. Thank you for having me, Ross. This was great.
You're always welcome, George. Thank you for coming by, sharing some time with us, letting everybody see that gorgeous marble palace you have called the bathroom.
It's the only place where it's this way. All the other rooms are torn apart. So
yeah. Are the floors sanded right now?
Give me a month, it'll look fine.
Are the floors sanded?
Not yet. Monday, Tuesday morning they start for 2 weeks.
So we'll get an exclusive. Maybe we'll get an exclusive tour and a live stream when it's done.
I'll do a live from the floor. I'll lay on the floor and let the shine, let the reflection come up to my face. I'll talk to you guys later.
Have a good one, George.
Bye, everybody. Happy New Year.
Well, that was George Zaharoff, everyone. Yara, we have a Yara sighting. What's going on? Daneem's in the house. So we're wrapping it up, guys. I'm sorry for those of you that just got here, which I have a feeling Daneem and Yara just got here. I'm sorry, guys. We did 2 hours. Took a lot of questions from George. We've had George for close to an hour. That was nice of him to jump on. And I appreciate all of you. We peaked around 150 people. We held strong over 140 for quite a while. I never have that big of a crowd for a random midday stream. I gave a 15-minute notice. We've hovered around 100 strong, 100 to 110 for the last 30 or 45 minutes roughly. Got a few starting to jump off, but I appreciate. Oh, Yar said, God damn it, I'll watch the rerun. Can you get us a code for Zaharoff? So for Zed creators, codes don't work. For Leather Tabac, anytime a new release happens, the code does not work for a certain amount of time until George activates them. But for everything else that's available, if you just want to use TLTG FAM 10, TLTG FAM 10, I'll put it in the chat for you. Or if you use my actual affiliate link that's in the link tree pinned at the top, it'll automatically give you 10%. But it doesn't work on Zed Creators fragrances, or when a new release happens, it doesn't work on that either. When the cigars come back, there's TLTG cigar. We'll save you 10% on cigars. But as far as if you're looking for Tabac, Rosé, Royale X, Noir, Signature Pour Homme, Citrine, any of the regular stuff in the house, you can get 10% off of those. You can get 10% off the leather goods, samples, travel sets, this Tabac shave set that's available on the site, any of that stuff, it will work. But I appreciate all of you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a fantastic new year. I was debating on doing a New Year's Eve stream, but it looks like we've made some plans. So that's why I wanted to do this stream today. I may stream tomorrow. I may not. Don't hold me to that. I'm not sure yet, but it was fun to do this. I appreciate all of you. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a great evening. If you're looking for decants, Zed Creators 2.0, Z25 over at fatboyfragrance.com will save you 25% off your Zed Creator decants. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Check out my shopping video from earlier today.